From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, November the 5th, 2020. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with Malawi's Foreign Minister Eisenhower Makaka in Jerusalem today to welcome the African country's announcement earlier this week with Israel's Foreign Minister Gabi Ashkenazi that it would open an embassy in Jerusalem, a move expected by the end of next summer, making Malawi the first African country to do so.
This is a great day because of your decision to move your embassy to Jerusalem, which is our eternal capital from the time of King David. So we welcome you as a friend. We welcome Malawi as a friend. We've always had excellent relations, and they're going to be even better.
Malawi has always remained a true partner of Israel. You remember my first president addressed the Knesset on 27th May 1968.
Very moving presentation.
At a time when countries severed ties with Israel, we remained one of the three countries in Africa that maintained their relationship with Israel. So to us, Israel remains a true partner, and we would like to maintain that strong link between Malawi and Israel.
Malawi does not currently have a diplomatic mission in Israel at all. When Makaka first announced the decision to open the embassy in the Jewish state's capital, he noted the recent normalization of ties between Israel and the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, as well as with Sudan. Well, despite those recent agreements, those countries still voted in support of several anti-Israel resolutions at the United Nations. A committee at the UN General Assembly overwhelmingly passed 7 anti-Israel resolutions yesterday, including those accusing Israel of human rights violations against the Palestinians and quote-unquote repressive measures against Syrians in the Golan Heights. The Emirates, Bahrain, and Sudan have consistently backed the widely supported anti-Israel measures at the UN, which are brought before the body annually. The resolutions also included one that referred to recent violence in the holy places of Jerusalem, including, it stated, the Haram al-Sharif, referring there only to the Muslim name for the holy site referred to by Jews as the Temple Mount. Israel's ambassador to the UN, Gilad Erdan, told the General Assembly that the resolution completely ignores any link between the Jewish people and the Temple Mount, our holiest site. This, he said, is a disgrace. Erdan also said the continued support for the anti-Israel resolutions sabotage any chance for future peace. He told the body instead of persuading the Palestinians to choose the path of negotiations and peace, these resolutions only encourage them to harden their positions. B'nai B'rith International condemned the resolutions passed at the UNGA as well and noted that only Australia, Canada, Guatemala, Hungary, the Marshall Islands, Micronesia, Nauru, and the United States rejected the Jerusalem-related motion. Executive Director of UN Watch, Hillel Neuer, said the UN's disproportionate assault against the Jewish state undermines the institutional credibility of what is supposed to be an impartial international body. Politicization and selectivity harm its founding mission, he said, eroding the UN's charter promise of equal treatment to all nations, large and small. Well, more congressional wins to report to you about for Jewish candidates. Democrats Elaine Luria and Elissa Slotkin held on to their seats in Virginia and Michigan, respectively, as did Florida Democrats Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Ted Deutsch. Students at Tel Aviv University will send a nanosatellite into space. Calculus reports that the TAU SAT-1 satellite was the first designed by the school's new Nanosatellite Center. It is set to undergo pre-flight testing at the Japanese Space Agency before being shipped to the U.S. to hitch a ride on a NASA and Northrop Grumman spacecraft. heading to the International Space Station early next year. It will then be deployed into a low Earth orbit about 250 miles above the Earth with the task of measuring cosmic radiation, which can harm astronauts, and also to conduct experiments. Director of the Nanosatellite Center, Dr. Meir Ariel, said the scientific information collected by our satellite will make it possible to design means of protection for astronauts and space systems. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, November the 5th at 7 o'clock. It's Talmud Study at 8. Psychologist Jonathan Haidt talks about the future of college education and how to succeed in college. At 9 o'clock, remembering controversial Jewish leader Meir Kahane. At 9:30, it's a tribute to slain Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. At 10, Dr. Hillel Ben-Sasson explores how the achievements made by Rabin are being systematically undone as Israeli politics drift further to the right and Palestinian leadership becomes more intransigent. And coming up next, we remember Jewish poet and paratrooper Chana Senesh, who was murdered in Auschwitz after being captured by the Nazis trying to save Hungarian Jews. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, November the 5th, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well.